PAULO PERANTE FESTO, substitute of FÉLIX. When Festus entered the province, after 3 days he went up from Caesarea to Jerusalem. And the chief priests and the most eminent Jews made a complaint against Paul, and to the detriment of him. They begged him to send him to Jerusalem, setting him up to kill him on the way. But Festus answered that Paul was being held at Caesarea, and that he himself would shortly go there. Therefore, he said to the authorities among you, "Come down with me, and if there is any crime in this man, let him accuse him." Having delayed among them no more than 8 or 10 days, he went down to Caesarea, and the next day, sitting in the judgment seat, he had Paul brought in. When he had appeared, the Jews who had come down from Jerusalem surrounded him, bringing against him many grave charges which they could not prove. But Paul answered in his defense, "Neither against the law of the Jews, nor against the temple, nor against Caesar, have I sinned in anything." But Festus, willing to please the Jews, answered Paul, and said, "Willst thou go up to Jerusalem, and there be judged there before me concerning these things?" But Paul said, "I stand before the judgment seat of Caesar, where I must be tried. I did no harm to the Jews, as you well know. If therefore I am an evildoer and have committed something worthy of death, I do not refuse to die, but if there is nothing of which they accuse me, no one can deliver me to them, I appeal to Caesar." Then Festus, having spoken with the council, answered, "You have appealed to Caesar, for Caesar you will go." After a few days, King Agrippa and Bernice came to Caesarea on a visit to Festus. And as if they tarried there many days, Festus told the king the case of Paul, saying, "There is a certain man here who was taken captive by Felix, concerning whom when I was in Jerusalem the chief priests and the elders of the Jews made me complaints, and sentenced him to judgment. To which I replied